One of the most amazing creatures on the planet has to be the polar bear, and Churchill in Canada is one of the best places you can see them in the world. But before we get there, I'm starting my journey through Manitoba in the capital, Winnipeg, at the Assiniboine Park Zoo to find out about the work they're doing to save these amazing creatures at their Journey to Churchill exhibit. Now, this is about as close as you ever want to be to a polar bear, and thankfully there's a large amount of glass between myself and Humphrey and Tasker, who are 2 and 3 years old. This is all part of the experience you get at the zoo here. It is totally unique. Nothing like this anywhere else in the world that you're going to see. The work they're doing here for the conservation of these stunning creatures is astounding, and it's a great way to get some background on the environment you're going to experience when you arrive in Churchill. Janice Martin is the curator of animal husbandry, and she oversees the general care and environment of these stunning bears.
I am in charge of the behavioural husbandry program here at the zoo. So as a bear comes in, I help transition that bear from the wild into captivity. Generally they're cubs, somewhere in about 100 pounds is generally the size that we've been receiving. We're taking in the ones that they would not survive in the wild without their mothers. They're too young, so they come here. We transition them to captivity and hope that people are going to be captivated by them, educated by what they're seeing. We want people to take ownership. We want people to be fascinated. We want people to want to save these bears, make a difference.
Dr. Chris Enright is the head of veterinary services here at Assiniboine Zoo.
One thing that we really try to do as a zoo is research, non-invasive research in captivity, and use that to help wild bears and wild conservation issues.
And the reality is that these bears have been taken in because they wouldn't have survived in the wild.
That's exactly right. These bears are either orphaned, or in the case of Storm, he actually attacked an individual, and so their future in the wild was bleak. They would not survive. So we give them a good life here, and we can give them a good life here, and we get them to meet people and get people to care.
They're amazing to see in captivity, but the place to see them in the wild, well, it's the polar bear capital of the world, Churchill, 2 hours north from Winnipeg. Now, one place you've got to check out is the Arctic Trading Company. This is an icon of town, and it's full of the most original art pieces you will find. Things like carvings, original paintings. There's even things that have been traded here for thousands of years. Things like wolf skins, for example. If you want a unique gift, this is the place to come here in town. Churchill is your base unless you're lucky enough to get out on the tundra and stay in the Tundra Buggy Lodge. And it's a fascinating little town in its own right. The town gets its name for its location on the river, but the river mouth enters Hudson Bay, named after Sir Henry Hudson, the first modern European known to explore the bay in the 17th century. The fort was built on the mouth of the river in 1717 as a result of the tremendous value fur trading brought to the region. Whilst Churchill's modern history dates back to the 17th century, its ancient history goes back at least 2,500 years, with people moving through these lands, hunting and fishing. Now, it's hard to believe because the winters are so harsh here. But these days, well, it's all changed. It's all about tourism with things like polar bears during the winter. And during the summer, something quite unique happens. Through the river here, there are these fish that start to swim in. They're called capelin, and they attract a major draw card. I visited Churchill for the very first time in summer a few years ago with my good mate Kim Siris, and it's one of those memories I will never forget. Can you imagine 6 to 9 metre long beluga whales cruising with you as you pull backwards through the freezing waters? It's an amazing experience, and swimming with beluga whales is incredible and a whale experience unlike anywhere else on the planet. The experiences don't stop in the summer. Churchill's location, right on the edge of the Canadian tundra, makes it another perfect spot to capture the simply beautiful display of the Northern Lights during the winter months. This really is a wild, amazing place that you've just got to check out for yourself. Now, there's 2 ways you can get here. You can catch a plane, Or you can catch the train. It takes a bit longer, certainly a lot better than trying to get a boat across Hudson Bay, because I've got to tell you, that would be really, really cold. Now, if you want some more advice, then the simple way to check out all the things you can do here is to head to our friends at Frontiers North's website. You can take the link from ours. Check it out.